Hello and welcome to JOGA. My name's Jo, and today we're going to talk about that dreaded stepping through from downward facing dog and forwards into a lunge, and then maybe into the rest of your vinyasa practice, or just stepping forwards, ending up in mountain pose at the top of your mat. It's just one of those transitions that's really tricky, and a lot of people, unless they know how to break it down and have the technique to step through, may never achieve it, and it can be really frustrating. And I know this from from my own practice from a long time ago, but also from what I hear in my yoga classes. And it's basically technique, strength and flexibility, and really just knowing what to do if all those things are in place and you still can't quite achieve it. And in a flowy vinyasa class, that can be really frustrating because you feel you're a little bit behind. So I'm going to show you what to do if once you've got the techniques and you still can't achieve it, what to do to modify. So we're going to start in downward facing dog. Before we do that, I just want you to bear this in mind. You will never, ever get that foot forwards if you don't bring your body forwards. It's a little bit like walking and just stepping the foot forwards, but you haven't brought the body with you. You'd fall over. So you have to bring the body forwards with the foot. Otherwise, it'll always land just halfway down your mat, like this. So in downward facing dog, if I don't bring my body forwards from this position, I can only step my foot just in front of my other foot. That's just mechanics. So you have to get a good transition forwards. So from down dog, you move the body forwards, like you're doing a plank pose. And you can do this a few times, it's a really good exercise. And once you've done that, then you bring the knee forwards. And again, you can do that a few times. That's just getting used to transitioning the weight forwards. And don't forget to do it on both sides. And while you're doing that, just to work core strength, it's worthwhile just bring that knee as high as you can in towards the chest. And then once you've done that, you may just need to rest, just to give your wrists a little bit of break. Now, once you've got that transition forwards, you now need to think about creating space for your knee to get it high in order to lift it forwards. And we do that by getting some height in the hips as well as the shoulders, and it'll look like this. So back to down dog. I get height in my hips by coming onto my toes and lift the heels. And you can see already I've got some height. And then from here, as I move forwards, I'm going to push into the mat to create height into my shoulders. And I'm going to get my knee and bring it as high as I can in towards my chest. Look forwards, keep moving forwards, and then step the foot towards the top of the mat. Now that may look easy to you, I've been doing yoga a very long time, but I can tell you it's taken practice and commitment. Let's just do the other side so you can see. I'm just going to show you another modification here that might help you. So coming onto the toes, lift the heels, create space. Coming forwards, transition weight, push into the mat. One thing you could do is come to the fingertips of the hand to create more height in the shoulders. Look forwards. Keep coming forwards, knee high, step it through. And that little bit of height by coming to the fingertips may really, really help. So what do you do if you've got all those techniques in place and the foot still doesn't quite reach the top of the mat? So I'm going to show you some little tricks that we can do in class so you can stay up with the vinyasa class and don't feel like you're being left behind. So we'll start again in down dog. Lifting the heels. Looking forwards, coming forwards, lifting the knee nice and high, pushing into the mat, and the foot still doesn't quite reach the top. By the way, it will eventually with all the practice. But for now, you might find just literally just picking up the foot and helping it through could help. If you find that's a little bit too much, you can just bring the knee down, gives you a little bit more support, and then bring it through. So that's something you can do, and I see that a lot in my yoga classes. Nothing wrong with that, absolutely fine. Another thing you can do, and this works really well if you're pregnant or you're a little bit curvier and you find that getting the knee high doesn't give you enough space, then you can step the foot to the side. And this also works with a lot of my ladies and gents. So coming forwards again, picking the knee up high, just swing it out to the side, and then you can just shimmy it in place back into your lunge. And that works really well as a good modification. Finally, another thing that some of my clients do, if they really feel they haven't got the height and they need a little bit extra, these blocks work really well. And you can have it on whichever level works for you. Make sure they're on the mat so they don't slip, but this will just give you some more height in the shoulders to get that foot through, and I'll show you what that looks like. So just move them to the side for the moment to get into down dog. So knowing that I'm about to step through, I'm going to move my blocks in, bring my hands onto my blocks. Again, same thing, heels, look forwards, come forwards, push into the mat or into the blocks and step the foot through. And this, you can see, has created a little bit more space in my shoulders to get the knee forwards. So I hope you found that useful. A few tips there, what you can do if you struggle with the stepping through, but practice, 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 and definitely you'll get the strength, the flexibility, and this transition you will definitely achieve. Thanks for watching. Namaste.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time.